I'm gonna whittle our sticks into spikes, then it'll be time to start the fire for dinner. That's probably a good reason why the sticks never worked for me. I never whittled them. Just whittle a little. While I do that, you can get the tent ready. There's a soft bedroll you can put down, and you can put the sleeping bag on top of that. Should be easy enough task for you to handle. Yeah, I'll take care of it. There's a period after that exclamation point. And take your shoes off before you get in the tent. Obviously. The tent was roomy, and there was plenty of space for you to prepare your sleep space. Your assigned task only took you a couple of minutes to handle. With everything prepared, you decided to sprawl out on your back and relax. 10 minutes or so passed, and Darius poked his head into the tent. I know you are not struggling to do this. I was just testing out the comfort level of where I'll be sleeping the next couple of nights. Does it pass your test? It's good. I don't know if you'll manage, though. It might be too primitive compared to what you're used to. With all your posh satin sheets and ultra downy pillows and the super comfy mattress. He stepped into the tent and dove onto the empty space you quickly made for him. You know, I grew up with all those lavish things, but nothing ever quite matched sleeping in a sleeping bag on the ground. Of course, it isn't as comfortable, but you can't just compare the two. This is its own special kind of comfort. I see. Well, did you get our skewers all sharpened for dinner? Yeah, they're all set. I'll go start the fire in a few, so we'll be eating in a bit. We'd have time for a quickie if you want. Maybe for a dessert. But that's what the s'mores are for. Think of this more as an appetizer. He just rolled over on top of you and sat up on his knees as he straddled your waist. Oh, now you're suddenly interested. Because I'm the one on top. And who says I wasn't interested before? He pushed his butt against your crotch and groaned against it, rubbing his paws through your abdomen and chest, around it, not through it. Just... You did. Did I? Yes! I don't recall saying that, but if that's what you heard. He leaned down and hovered his face above yours, letting his nose just barely brush against yours. He dropped his head a little lower, and you found yourself wetting your lips in anticipation of him kissing you. Then I guess this is as far as we'll go. And with that, he rolled off you and stepped out of the tent. I'm gonna start the campfire now. And you were left lying there, flustered and turned on. I'm just gonna stay in here and masturbate then. Just don't get it on anything. You only stayed for a few more minutes and left to join Darius. Aw, the fire's going. He was moving back to his chair after getting the fire started inside his cabin and making a billow of smoke start pouring from it. Well, that was fast. I hope you cleaned up properly. I was just joking. Uh-huh. You sat on the chair beside him and folded your arms across your chest. Why do you look so grumpy now? Just you teasing me again. I do believe it was you who said that I'd be begging for it when we were in the tent. Looks like that was false. I just wasn't ready for it is all. Is that how you're gonna be when it's really time for it? At least then I'll be expecting it and be ready. I bet you'll be even more nervous then. I can only imagine how your face will be flustered and how your body will tremble at my touch. He leaned back at his chair and his paws behind his head, rocking it on the two back legs. You put on that dominant act back there at the honeysuckles, but do you really have that in you? It's kinda hot, even if it doesn't really suit how you normally are. You think people acting like you is hot? That dominant confidence? Yeah! It's one of those things I found so enticing about Assegal. I think that's what got Spencer too. That dog just wants someone to dominate him. I can't imagine Spencer being submissive though. You'd be surprised. He totally has that vibe to him. Don't forget, I have seen a different side to him than you have. He'd totally be a submissive little puppy in the bedroom. I'm telling you, I just can't see it. You can't see him on his back with his paws being held up over his chest with that big fluffy tail wagging between his legs. Just imagine it. Dots. It's kind of a cute thought, but there's no way. I've seen him like that before. No way. It's true. I bet I could get him to do it again too. He's probably right about that. A little fucked up, but yeah, considering the emotional stuff that's been going on. But anyway, don't even think about it. Let's not go teasing him. What if I can get you a picture of it? No, Darius. Fine, I'll leave the dog alone. You're more than enough for me right now anyways. And I think something might be going on between him and As the gal, but I'm not sure yet. That's an interesting pair. You think so? We'll just leave it as a hunch for now, but both of them were hiding things yesterday. Leave it to me, I'll figure it out. Try not to pry too much, a nosy lion. I gotta know though, cause if those two end up banging, just leave them alone. I'll try to behave. I promise. All right. Thick smoke started from the fire, thinned out, and you were left with a crackling fire before too long. Fire's all set. Let's grill some wieners. Hot dogs in the cooler with drinks, and I have chips in the bag with the buns. Help yourself to whatever you want, and be mindful about leaving any trash or scraps on the ground. We don't want to attract any wild animals. Darius passed you a couple of sticks he had sharpened into skewers for the hot dogs and dug it through the cooler. I'll assume you know how to cook your own hot dog. Yes, I can handle it. It's not that hard. Tossed a pack of hot dogs to you along with the buns and returned to the chair. Do we have any plates? Nah, we don't need plates. You just eat them one at a time. You'll be fine. What about mustard or ketchup? None of that either. Just plain hot dogs. Is that a problem? I guess not. Leave a comment down below how you prefer your hot dog. I prefer just ketchup. That's it. I can do a plain one too. I don't mind just a plain hot dog. But my preferred hot dog has ketchup. And I've gotten a lot of shit for that since I moved to the fucking Chicago area, but fuck it. I don't like all that top shit on my hot dog and whatever. And I fucking hate mustard. I do not do mustard. But you eat your goddamn hot dog however the fuck you want. I will not judge you for it. You do whatever the fuck you want with your hot dog. I'm happy for you. If you enjoy it, I'm glad for you. Keep goddamn mustard off my hot dog though. Good. If you said otherwise, I'd just tell you to go hungry. I didn't want to bring too much stuff with us, so some things were left behind. You stabbed a hot dog with your stick and held it in the flames of the fire. I like to rotate mine slowly to give that nice roasting on all sides. I just keep it in there until it's bursting, that way I know it's cooked. What? You monster! That's not how you should do it! If it bursts, that means you overcooked it and the juices drip out into the fire! I thought you said you know how to cook them. That's how I always cooked them. Well, then you've always done it wrong and need to do lesson on how to cook them. Darius lectured you on the art of roasting a hot dog, going over how fast to turn them and how close to the fire to hold them and how long to cook them. It wasn't until your third attempt that he seemed satisfied with your technique. Technique! That's better. Rotate it at a slow pace, and as soon as you see it's starting to swell at all, pull it out. I guarantee it will taste better than the last two you botched. Just because I burned the first one doesn't mean I didn't like it. Some people like burnt hot dogs. And I'm sure people like eating them with a little dirt and ash too. It wasn't gonna go to waste just because it fell into the fire. I told you to just leave it, but you ate it anyway. You should pull it out now too. Yours looks done. All this talk of pulling out. Shut up and stick that wiener in your buns and eat it. My God. Put your third hot dog in its bun and paused for a moment to admire it. This one does look pretty nice compared to the others. Looks just like all the ones I've cooked, and they've all tasted great. There's paused to watch you, and as reluctant as you were to admit it. Okay, this one does taste way better. I knew it would. but you know my second one would have been great had it not fallen off. We'll never know. He grinned before finishing off his 4th hot dog, following it up with a satisfied belch. That hits the spot. Time for s'mores. You still haven't even finished eating your dinner. We'll make s'mores in a bit. Then tell me about some other memories you have camping while I eat. Why don't you tell me some of yours instead? Because I can't remember much about mine, and you seem to remember a lot more. And I'm trying to eat. Did you camp at other places other than just here? Oh yeah, we did. There's a few campgrounds within a couple of hours of Cresthaven. This spot just is the most secluded one. The other ones always had a lot of people, and they weren't really roughing it like this. What do you mean? Did they have power and bathrooms and stuff like that? Yeah, they had all of that, and that took some of the fun out of camping. Yeah, basic amenities, you know. Who needs that shit? I enjoy doing all of this without any electricity or tech. You know, people that had campers and RVs, and they never left them. What's the point of doing that? I don't know, lack of bugs and good night's sleep? Seems like a huge waste to me. To each their own. That's one reason Grandpa stopped taking us to the public campgrounds. Ah, well, that reminds me. One year, we got a campsite near this really obnoxious family in an RV. Loud music, bright lights, just annoying people overall. It pissed Grandpa off so bad. He was constantly grumbling about it and shooting them dirty looks. So what does he do? He starts sitting around in his tiny whities and with his chair turned directly at him. Really? Now, I love my grandpa, but he didn't exactly have the body for that anymore. He aimed to use that to his advantage. It was pretty hilarious, and they scolded him for it, and he didn't care though. I guess when you get to a certain age, you just don't give any more fucks about what people think about your body. It only took half a day of that before they moved to a different campsite. Grandpa was so pleased with himself. That's amazing. Yeah, it was pretty great. I leaned back in his chair and rocked it back and forth again while staring up at the sky. I wonder what they'd think of me now. God, why would we ever say they'd be disappointed? Jesus Christ. Say they'd be proud. I'm not even gonna test that one. They'd be proud, motherfucker. I think they'd be proud of you. Do you really think that? Why wouldn't they be? Despite how you behave in your personal life. Slut. Grinned and rolled his eyes. You're really successful. You're the star of TV commercials. You're in movies. Bet you'll be the star of one of those. Bet you'll be the star of one of those someday. And you enjoy the job you're doing, and you're alive, and mostly well. They'd be happy knowing that. They might worry about you since your work is kinda dangerous, but they'd still be proud. Bet they'd brag to all their friends when you pop up in a TV commercial and they'd see you in every movie that you appeared in. Nuts. Yeah, that sounds like something they'd do. I know they'd be proud of you, Darius. Thanks, Andrew. I'm glad to hear you say that. Darius stopped talking after that and continued to stare up at the endless sky with his paws behind his head. Ah, a new song and a new background. The sky changed colors slowly and darkness would fall soon, but the forest grew more active as the day became later. Crickets and frogs sang a chorus that mixed with the nearby waterfall and your crackling fire. It's certainly lively around here. It's soothing, ain't it? God, why do we have all these bad choices? It really makes me think that, like, this isn't, that some of these aren't bad choices, like some of them are teasing choices. But I don't know, just, yeah, it really is. It's a nice change to what I'm used to. I'm so used to the busy city sounds. This is a perfect change. Helps me relax even more. And you know what else would help me relax? Fucking, let's go skinny dipping. All right. This is a perfect moment to take a brief sojourn into a second topic here. Here recently, I had to re-upload a re-edited version of an episode of Temptations Ballad that was properly censored and everything, and you know, I hope that my now overly censored version of that episode will be fine, but after years and years, over half a decade of people asking for uncensored versions of these episodes, I'm still unable to give them on YouTube because, you know, YouTube is refusing to ever, you know, be responsible or reasonable with, you know, content ratings and whatever, instead just punishing creators forever. There is a platform that wasn't there at the beginning of my doing visual novels. It's called OnlyFans, and I am considering doing something that I have not considered before, because people usually are like, oh, do it on Patreon. Well, Patreon doesn't like adult content either. Hell, I'm skirting the lines promoting the content that is censored on Patreon. But if I started an OnlyFans, then I would be able to put uncensored versions of these episodes, of the episodes that have sexual content. I'm not going to put every fucking video on there, but if a video has censored content, I am considering putting uncensored videos on an OnlyFans page. I need to know if there is enough people that would be interested in that, because I've pretty well established that I never was intending to do that, because people would ask if I wanted to put it on like Pornhub or whatever, and I was like, no, and Patreon isn't gonna do it. If there are enough people that are actually interested in that, it seems that that is an actual platform that would be willing to platform that. And considering how frustrated I have gotten with the amount of content that includes nudity or sexual themes that has nothing to do with just non-gratuitous or non-story related sex. Like, there have been a lot of moments that had like nudity or sexual themes that advanced the story in really good ways that I just had to cut entirely and just be like, please play the game. And I still encourage people to play the games for themselves, but like, it just sucks to have to cripple people's watching experience because YouTube's fucking run by Puritans who can't get off of corporations' dicks long enough to fucking recognize that stories don't all have to be able to run on fucking kids' networks in order to be worthwhile. So, this is on the most popular fucking game, probably, at least the most longest running series on this channel, me asking you, would you be open to a VivianJade OnlyFans wherein any video that would have to be censored for nudity or sexual scenes being uploaded without the censorship on an OnlyFans page? Would anyone be interested in that? So far, when I mentioned it on Twitter, one person said that, but I'm not gonna do a whole fucking different edited version for just one person, but that was on Twitter. I've 1/10 the audience on Twitter that I have over here, so let me know. Not like I'm gonna start fucking posting fucking spicy pics of myself on there, because no one has asked for that. All the years of me doing this, people have asked a lot for fucking uncensored videos Not a goddamn person has shown an interest in me being uncensored. So, there you go. Now I will move on, and hopefully this video won't itself be taken down, because you can't see a goddamn thing on Darius, and they haven't even done anything sexual, because I'll remind you, they don't even let me read sexual scenes in most of these fucking videos. So I'd actually be able to not only show the nudity, but I'd be able to read the full scene. So that's what's at stake. We shall continue now. Let's go skinny dipping. Put some more wood on the fire and come on. Yeah. Perfect fucking timing. You want to swim now? Yeah. Didn't y'all just eat? Or maybe they timed it just long enough. I don't know. Naked? Yeah. But the s'mores when we get done and dry off at the fire. It's a warm night, and so now's a great time. I made sure to put a couple of towels in my bag in case the fire isn't enough. I'll grab those first, and then I'm diving in. Darius left his clothes on his chair and popped in and out of the tent real quick, returning with 2 towels to add to his chair. With the towels dropped off, he ran to the water and leaped in with a big splash. Ah, it's warm. Hurry up and get your naked ass in here. I brought a swimsuit so I could just wear that. Why? I've seen you naked and nobody's gonna see you out here. Strip and jump in. What the hell? He's such bad posture. Look at him. He's all fucked up in the shoulder. Like, if you could see his hips, like his hips are aligned not at all with his shoulders. He's cross-eyed and I don't know. Anyway, you better be ready in case I start to drown. What the fuck does that mean? He jumped into the water near Darius, but it was still shallow enough for you to stand up and not be completely submerged. It's not as warm as I was expecting. You'll be fine. It's still warmer than usual. Darius disappeared under the water, and since it was getting dark, you were unable to see him below the surface. It wasn't until he was right in front of you that you saw him, and he popped up out of the water to wrap his arms around your neck. You instinctively grabbed his waist and held him against you. Your eyes met before he said anything else, and the radiant expression on his face was enough to turn your cheeks red. You ready to put your swimming lessons to use? I guess I can try it out. I'm right here, so you don't have to worry. Nothing bad'll happen. Oh, I forgot they did a whole swimming lesson thing. Damn. Yeah, because that's what swimming. I remember saying that. Let's just paddle out into the deeper water and you can tread. He moves towards the deeper water, pulling you along with him. You showed some hesitation and pulled him closer to you as the water got deeper. You hold me so close, I dig the rubbing together. It's turning me on. He let go as soon as he said that, and he fell back into the water with a laugh. Come on out. Okay, here I come then. Take a deep breath, leaning forward into the water, and started paddling towards Darius. Not bad, not bad. Looks like you got a hang of that. Let's see how you do with treading now. Treading water was a little harder, and you bobbed over and under the surface of the water a few times before you stabilized yourself and remained above the water. Hey, look at that! I didn't even have to help you. Don't forget, if you get tired, all you gotta do is float on back. Float on your back, sorry. I think I'll be good. This isn't too hard now. Are you sure? Yeah. In that case, I'll be right back. Where are you going? I want to jump! Are you recovered enough to be doing that right now? I haven't had any pain today, so it's cool. That's not how recovery works, but alright. Darius swam to the shore and climbed out of the water, and he disappeared up the path leading to the top of the cliffs. It was only a minute before you saw his shadow on the edge of the cliff overlooking the water. Fucking... God damn it. Bonsai, that That's, yeah, okay, but whatever. He front flipped off the cliff and splashed, feet first, into the water and not too far away from you. He resurfaced right next to you with a loud sigh and a shake of his head. Woo! That felt great! You want to give it a go? God damn it, go for it. Yeah, you'll stay here, right? Of course. Try not to land on me, okay? No promises, but I'll try. Can't believe I'm out here in the forest, naked, about to jump off a cliff. Keep your feet together or you'll smash your balls on the water. That's good to know. Are you ready? I can feel myself aging. Stop thinking about it and just jump. Okay, here I go. There was no more waiting, and you jumped from the cliff, splashing down into the water within mere seconds. You flailed under the water for a moment to claw your way to the surface, and you gasped as you broke through the surface. That was a great splash! 7 out of 10! You regained your ability to tread after a few more seconds and laughed. I remember going to the rec center with the family I used to go to church with back before I reached the age of reason, and they had a thing where it was only 50 cents for kids to swim, and I would jump either off the side or if I was bold enough to go off the diving board. As soon as I would only ever do like cannonball dives. I was never brave enough to go in head first, but sometimes I would go deep enough that my feet would touch the bottom of the pool. It was a 12-foot fucking pool, and it would be pure panic the whole time. Pure fucking panic. Panic when I was on the board, panic going up, panic going out of the water to the ladder going up to the board, panic on the board because I thought the fucker was gonna snap, and then the jump, and then landing in the water. Because I would walk all the way up to the fucking end of it. I wouldn't because I was scared of slipping. Because the fucker's wet. And then pure panic as I would get under the water and I would be, swim, I gotta swim to get up to the top. And I was always convinced that I was not close enough to the top to get there. Because I didn't have goggles. I think I had goggles a couple of times, but so my eyes were closed. And so I was just like, I can't tell if I'm getting close to the top of the water or not. And I'm overweight, so I had enough buoyancy that I would float. But like, I'm fucking thrashing to get to the top of the fucking thing. And I never had formal swimming lessons. So I'm just fucking thrashing to get up there. And I swear to God, I was almost about to run out of air every fucking time I just managed to get to the top of the water. So I didn't jump very often. Very few times did I ever do it. Never know why I actually did. No one ever asked me to. So it was just not pleasant. The story is a lot sadder and less happy than I thought it would be at the beginning of it. Anyway, not to try that again. Get that 10. That's the spirit. It's my turn again, though. And off he went. For the next little while, he took turns jumping from the cliff and rating the splashes the other made. It's nighttime now. The sun dropped and night enveloped the camp, leaving the only light to be the fire. There were no more jumping from the cliff, and you and Darius just floated around in the water. Might have to do this again tomorrow after our hike. It'll be a nice way to relax, right? We'll have to so we can clean off. You brought that soap, right? Oh yeah, that's true. I did remember to bring it, so we'll have to take a bath. He vanished under the water again, and you stood still, expecting him to be aiming for you. Sure enough, he resurfaced in front of you and lunged at you, throwing his arms around your neck and nearly knocking you down. Hey again. You about ready for s'mores? I'm craving something sweet. Well, I got something sweet for you. You gave him no time to respond, and you pushed your lips to his. It wasn't just a quick kiss either. Your lips smacked together, and he brought his paws up to your cheeks to keep you there. This kiss was the most passionate experience you had ever felt with him. The atmosphere was perfect. Just you and Darius, nothing else. When you pulled back, you could see the fire in his eyes, both physically and metaphorically. I don't know if I'd call that sweet, but I've been craving some of that too. You were both hard, and there was no hiding your boners pressed together. Still want those s'mores? Sure do. Let's go dry off then. You were jerked down with his arms around your neck, and you felt him wrap his legs around your waist. Carry me. I don't think I can get out of the water like this. The position he was in now left your hard dick sliding against his butt. You couldn't help but push yourself against him. He was quick to release you and float back into the water. I guess not. My surf holds a lot of water, so I'll be twice as heavy when we get out. I don't need you dropping me. The air had gotten cooler when you climbed out of the water, but with towels and the fire, you were both soon dried off and sitting by the fire in nothing more than your underwear. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I had my reservations about skinny dipping, but it was really freeing. I had a good time. I'm glad to hear that. You pulled the cooler between your chairs and piled it with everything you needed for the s'mores. Try to leave enough stuff so we can do this again tomorrow, alright? I feel like I should be telling you that with the kind of appetite I've seen you have. I don't have that big a sweet tooth, so I'll only have a couple. You skewered a marshmallow on your stick and held it over the fire. How do you like your marshmallows? There's only one way to eat them, and that's by setting it on the fire and turning it black on the outside. Oh, for the love of God, are we gonna go through this again? See, there's a huge argument here. Some people like it slightly toasted, some people like it toasted brown, some people like it burnt to fuck. Let's see what happens if we disagree. What? No way! Slightly toasted is the best! Just enough to where you can stuff the whole thing in your mouth at once. Nah, you're totally wrong. Burnt to a crisp is the best. Nope. Have you even tried it? Of course I have. Then how can you be so wrong in your choices? Whatever you think. Enjoy eating your charcoal. I will. What happens if we agree? I absolutely agree with you on that. Though that outer shell never makes it to the s'more. I peel that off and eat it first. Of course not. It's one of the best parts. You gotta eat that by itself. I've never heard of that. I'm glad you have some sensibilities. Marshmallows were roasted with few casualties, and s'mores were made while you enjoyed the warmth of the fire in the company of Darius. Just fucking agree, I guess. You ready to hear a spooky story? Totally. Let me hear what you got. So, get this. Somewhere around this mountain, there's a cave that leads pretty deep underground. Have you been to it? You mentioned a cave today. Oh, I've not been to this one. I've only been told about it. Supposedly, the cave I'm taking you to is linked to it through a bunch of winding tunnels, though. Anyway, this other cave. Wait, did you hear that? No, I didn't hear anything. Just listen for a moment. You tried to focus beyond all the other noises around you, but you couldn't hear whatever Darius was talking about. Nothing. What does it sound like? Maybe it's your human ears that's stopping you, but I heard what sounded like a really dull groan. It sounded like it came from down the stream where we came from earlier. You think it's a wild animal or something? Not sure. But I don't think it's anything we have to worry about. Maybe I'm just hearing things. Whatever though. I'll just listen for it again. I gotta tell you this story about the cave. So, this cave. Since this place is a decent ways off from the city, it's a perfect spot for shady activities. What kind of shady activities? Like creepy cults and stuff like that. Have you ever heard of the cult in Cresthaven that kept a bunch of people chained in a cellar under the old toy warehouses? Oh yeah, I've heard of that. That was some creepy stuff to hear about being so close to us. They did some fucked up stuff, so yeah. Yeah! Supposedly, some of them got away and are living in the tunnels in the mountain. But that one particular cave is the main entrance. They've drawn weird symbols and written passages with blood all around the entrance to keep people away. Some people have gone into the cave to hunt for the cultists, but they've never come back out. It was deemed too dangerous to send any kind of police in to investigate due to the tight spaces and lack of solid mapping down there, so they just advised people to not go near it. I knew someone that went to the cave with a friend, but the friend went in and didn't come back. The one that did return said he remembered seeing eyes glinting in the darkness and heard a voice beckoning him to come in. He said it made his skin crawl, and he said he was too scared to check it out, but his friend went in. The last thing he said he heard was something he could only describe as a loud thud, like someone being struck with something, then a loud groan. He ran after seeing more eyes appear and some shadowy figure started moving towards him. Darius perked up and you watched his ears swirl around. What are you doing? I could have sworn I heard that sound again. I think you're just trying to mess with me now. No, really? You didn't hear it? It sounded closer this time. I heard nothing. I really think you're messing with me. I am not. It was then that you heard rustling in the leaves just outside of the light of the fire. There! Something's there! Darius pointed to where you heard the sound and he jumped out of his chair. It's coming! What is it? You jumped too, but stumbled over your chair and fell back, and after you fell, Darius doubled over with a laugh. How the fuck? Chill, it's nothing. It's probably a critter or something with really perfect time, and nothing's really there. Fuck! Are you alright? You bastard! Helped you off the ground and brushed the dirt and debris off you. Really made a hard jump with that! The build-up of the story was good then, right? Parts of it seemed likely. Some parts not so much, but you added in just enough to make me paranoid. I was just trying to psych you out, and whatever's moving in them leaves just set it up perfectly. Though that cave really does exist, and some of the people from the cult did supposedly vanish down there, and that's all I really know about it. So, you're saying they could be out here? Maybe. I'm kidding! There's nobody out here! I think. Let's have some more marshmallows now. Sure! I'll just sit here and relax the rest of the night with the thoughts that something could be out there. Nothing's really out here, so you can chill. Just come and sit. You returned to your chair at the fire, and you were able to push the thoughts away while you toasted more marshmallows. Oh, look at them! Barely contained peni, but still, it's contained. That's wonderful. Even though he said he didn't have much of a sweet tooth, he was going through one marshmallow after another while you chatted. While he talked, something else caught your eye. While you were listening to him, you were distracted by the butterflies fluttering in your stomach again. Not only were you captured by the warm glow of the fire on his fur, but his general demeanor now. And throughout the day, he even was the most open and natural you ever saw from the lion. You felt you were able to see Darius. You eat too many marshmallows? Huh? You have a weird look on your face. You turned your eyes away, looking back to your freshly skewered, untoasted marshmallows. I think we've eaten enough of them. We went through half the bag. Oh, damn, we have. We should save the rest for tomorrow. We'll just finish off what we've already taken out. You cooked and ate the last of the marshmallows you'd taken from the bag, and Darius returned everything to the cooler. Ugh, I ate too many of them. I might have gone over a little overboard too. He went limp in his chair with his head leaned back and his arms hanging off his chair. This is why I don't eat sweets. I don't know when to stop, and I don't want to get fat from eating too many. I don't think indulging once in a while is gonna make you fat. He squinted at a small amount of flab around his stomach and pointed at it. Look at this! Yes, you have a teensy bit of cushion there. It's not a bad thing. Gotta get back into a regular gym routine. I've been way too lazy lately. You need to motivate me to go more. What if I want to see you chunkier? You not care? Nah, I like you for you. I mean, you look great and all, but that's not why I like you. Even if I gained an extra 200 pounds. Let's not go extreme, okay? Okay, I'm crying in 340, okay? I won't. That's a nice thing to hear. He stretched his arms and legs out wide, adjusting himself by sticking his paw down his underwear and relaxed with his paws folded over his stomach. Once more, you found yourself admiring him while the light of the fire danced around his fur. His eyes were closed, and you used that time to stare. From the peaceful look in his face, down along his firm chest that defined abs, to the clear outline of his junk. You took the time to look over it all, and the longer you looked, the more it made you want to put your hands on him. The butterflies in your stomach came back, and your mind began to wander. Today has been so much fun with him. Listening to his stories and getting to see him in a whole new environment. There's still so much more to Darius than I'd ever thought. Just how many people have ever gotten to see this side of him? You have that look on your face again. You realized he was peeking at you through barely opened eyes, and you averted your gaze again. Oh, Darius, Simba. I was just thinking is all about, in the corner of your eye, you saw the tuft of his tail wagging. It was just within grabbing distance. Just about how much I've enjoyed being out here with you today. I bet you were worried all I'd do was beg you for sex. No, I wasn't worried about that. I feel like I've gotten to learn a lot more about you, though. I feel like I've gotten to learn a lot more about you, though. Is that a good or bad thing? It's a good thing. You're not just some sex-crazed deviant. I'm glad you think so. Grab his tail or ignore his tail. Well, let's see what happens if you grab it. Is it a good or a bad thing? Let's fucking find out! On this episode of You Reached for His Tail and with a hesitant hand while talking, and the expression on his face shifted to surprise when your hand grabbed the fluffy tip of his tail. I've thought so for a while now. I've thought so for a little while now, but you're such a pain sometimes. I can never tell what you want. He opened his mouth to speak, but you cut him off. Other than sex. Pulled his tail tuft to your lap and dragged your fingers through the wiggling furry end. I have fun with you, and I like being with you. I don't know if you feel the same way about me, but I really want, I have a lot of fun with you too. At first I thought you as a challenge. You turned me down! You turned this down! He motioned his hands along his body. I felt insulted. But I realized you were different from most other guys. I eventually gave up. Bull, you have not given up. You tried daily. It's more than just fun now. Like I know you're gonna say no, but it's fun to tease you. And you started teasing me back, so it's even more fun. Even if we don't have sex, I do like being with you. I'd even go as far to say that I might want... Just say it, you fucking couple of men! Sorry, he's trying to do schoolwork and I'm going off. I don't know, that maybe we could be... best friends? Best friends, huh? I know you have Spencer, but maybe you have room for me too? Of course I do, Darius. I consider you to be a really good friend. You mean a lot to me. His tail thrashed around in your lap while you played with it, and Darius was looking off into the forest. How about we move to the tent? Sure, that sounds like a good idea. Let me just put out the fire and I'll be in there in a minute. Is that Darius's wry smile? Because he looks like he's smelling something confusing. Okay. You crawled into the tent and sat in the dark while you waited for Darius. Playing with his tail was your signal to him that you were interested in him taking the first step into initializing something. Your heart was already thumping and your underwear became tighter with each passing second. Oh my. After all the times I've rejected him, I'm finally giving in. What gives? Do I really like him that much? Does it mean he likes me? We aren't in a relationship though, so should I really do this? Maybe he's just as tired. Maybe he's just tired and ready to start winding down for the night and assumed I couldn't handle the fire alone. That could be it, or maybe he took my signal to mean something else. There we go. Gotta make sure you really douse it. Can't have a fire starting from us being irresponsible. Yeah. We gotta bring the others out here still. We can't burn it down. Uh-huh. Darius slipped into the tent and zipped it up behind him. And then he sat beside you. So, he didn't let you finish speaking before he pulled your face into his. Into his! Jesus. Just to his. In a quick kiss. During which his other hand cupped your hard package and massaged it. If you change your mind about this, just tell me to stop, okay? In that case, let's get more comfortable. There's some sexy music happening. And since this is the same recording session where I asked y'all about the OnlyFans, if a sexy scene happens, this wouldn't be on there. Kind of feel bad about that. Feel bad. He slid off his underwear and sat on his knees, and you followed suit, leaving you both naked and exposed to the other. You're one of the lucky few that's gotten to see all of me, you know? You've mentioned that. You look really great. You look pretty good yourself. Now, he raised his paw to your cheek, rubbing it against your skin softly and guiding your eyes to his. Do whatever comes naturally. You swallowed and nodded, licking your lips in anticipation of his pressing to yours again. His lips brushed against yours, and you were pulled to him for another kiss. I've been wanting to do this for a while. The kiss was only broken just long enough to speak that before he mashed your lips together again. You weren't able to hold back, so you reached up and grabbed his patient. It wasn't his patient, it was his nipple, while your lips were locked together, and Darius growled into you. Oh my! Well, there's a but technically, this does not need to be censored, because butts are okay on YouTube for some reason. Also, while I have you, doesn't it look like his ass crack's a little too far down? Like it looks like it should go up just a little more. That's the spot, don't hold back. He pulled you in closer, deepening the kiss and snaking his tongue into your mouth. You tugged harder on his nipple so his lips worked more against yours, and each time you pulled, it was accompanied by a grunt. A gasp slipped from your lips when his fingers ran along the inside of your thigh, and you broke the kiss to press your face to his. Sensitive? I haven't touched myself in a few days, so that'll do it. And nobody's ever touched you like this before, huh? No. His fingers moved closer to your crotch, making your skin tingle. It seemed agonizingly slow, but the weight only made the feelings more intense. The tips of his fingers found you. That's the line, folks! That's the line! I can no longer read. I'm sure I've passed the actual line at some point, but as for right now, that is the line where, under my current understanding of the at least previous rules, this has gone from making out to sexual contact. Once you get the genitals involved. So, according to this, this is where content fitted for YouTube has to stop. So I will once again ask, if you did not answer last time I asked, if I were to open up an OnlyFans page for uncensored content in visual novels where nudity is present and sexual content is present, and I were to show uncensored versions of those episodes for people to subscribe, it would be paid, unfortunately, as it would be extra work, and like I can't do it on my existing Patreon because Patreon does not like the adult content. So OnlyFans is basically the option, but I need to know if there's enough people still around after I've spent years being like, nah, no options, no willingness. Let me know if there's a interest there. I've made the page. Well, I've not made the page. I've made an account so that I at least have the domain if need be. But if there's not enough interest of people who would actually subscribe to the page, then it'll just sit there, I guess. But yeah, let me know. And in the meantime, we will continue with the rules as is, being that if you want to see this scene for its unadulterated self as is, you gotta play the game yourself. The game is fucking free, though you can support it by paying for it at whatever denomination you'd like. The link for this game is in the description down below to the Patreon for this game, which will link to the itch to download the game, because it has to be done that way because YouTube also doesn't like itch. Weird shit that is dumb and whatever. So I will read the scene to myself and summarize it after the scene is done so you can at least know what the fuck happened. This is the system as it is. Let me know what you think. I'm possibly innovating it. Whatever. See you after the skip, folks. Alright, it appears to be done now. It was a 69. That is the summary. It was 69. There you go. Whew. Damn, your balls were full. That was a great load. Oh my goodness. Maybe I came back a little too goddamn early. Well, they're not describing what is happening. This is just a general description. General description. It's fine. It's fine. You could say this on PBS. You had completely sucked your dick clean, and there wasn't a single drop of your cum left in or on you. Looks like you had a bit of a hard time with my load. He grinned and leaned over so he could lick your cheek clean. I could barely swallow it all. You came a lot. To be honest, I was prepared to pull out and shoot on your chest or something. I wasn't expecting you to swallow it all, but you're a real soldier. He laughed and yawned. He laughed and a yawn followed after. He didn't give you much of a chance to say anything else. Man, I'm beat after that. I think it's time to get some sleep. We got a lot to do tomorrow. Yeah, I'm pretty tired too. You were silent while you and Darius repositioned yourselves into the sleeping bag. You both ended up on your backs again, shoulder to shoulder once you were settled in. It's nice and warm in here with another person. Yeah, it is. I hope I don't bother you too much. I'm gonna sleep like a log, so you don't have to worry about that. Alright. Besides, I'm probably the one you should be worried about bothering you. Why do you say that? Oh, look at them. That's so nice. Makes Darius's head look huge, though, but whatever. It's nice. Because it is. No. Is this alright? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Good. He sighed and nuzzled up close to you. I'm really glad you came out here with me. I am too. It's been fun so far. We have a lot to do tomorrow, so you better sleep well. I think I will. Me too. Good night then, Andrew. Good night, Darius. You held him against you and idly scratched your fingers through his fur. Before then, you were feeling like something was off, like something was wrong, but Darius hugged you tighter. You felt relaxed and at ease. Things didn't really play out like I envisioned my first time to be, but pushed your face against his and kissed his snoot. I guess that's just Darius. He was out like a light soon enough, and you continued to pet his fur and enjoy the closeness of the lion until sleep took you. Day 27, Saturday. Nice. There you go. That was day 26 for you. What an eventful time it was. I guess I could do that while I'm here. Go ahead and switch the fucking save file from being at lot 2 to the Darius slot. Might as well. Feels a little weird being this far into the fucking save slots, but whatever. It's there. We're fine. We're fine. Alright, well then, on the next episode, we'll be continuing down our path of the Darius route. But until then, folks, remember the fundraiser for the medical expenses that Paul, Hyperwolfstar, is going through is in the description down below. It's the coffee link for Hyperwolfstar. It is very crucial that we help get them to their goal. Any little bit will help, either by sharing the link around if you are not able to financially contribute, or even if you can contribute financially just a little bit. Any little bit will help. The goal is listed down below, and any help that you can give toward it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. So, that all being said, thank you all very much for watching this episode of Extracurricular Activities. On the next one, like I said, we'll be going into day 27 of the Darius route, but until then, thank you all very much for watching. I have been the trained on professional Vivian Jade. I hope you all have a very nice day. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Oh, we need to squeak. You squeak. You squeak.